For the first time in almost 34 years, the North Carolina men's basketball team plays a home game inside Carmichael. These students were lined up more than 4 hours before tip-off, even though none of them were born the last time the Tar Heels played in the regular season inside this building all the way back in 1986. It's the number 17 North Carolina Tar Heels, 6-3, welcoming in the Wofford Terriers, this Wofford squad that beat them at the Smith Center 2 years ago.
Man-to-man defense for North Carolina, and this is what Wofford does. I think Wofford would be better advised to drive the ball, draw the defense, and kick it out for a three. That'll help.
Carolina's on the board as Brandon Robinson makes just his 8th three-pointer of the year. Coming off of a Friday game against an NAIA opponent, scored 112 points and hit a school record 19 threes because they can get them off in a hurry like that, as Storm Murphy did. 3 starts that year before transferring to North Carolina. His pass intercepted by Messiah Jones. The feed ahead for Bigelow. Off glass for 2, coming off a 28-point performance on Friday.
He said Wofford not looking to run necessarily, but when they get a turnover, they're going to take it down and they can score.
Baycott got the toss over the top. And it finally falls for the Tar Heels as Keeling cleans it up for 3. Doesn't do anything to make this crowd's noise diminished. Smith feeds. It's a jam for Brooks, and the Tar Heels take the lead. Zion Richardson gets stuck. Shot clock at 10 for Wofford. Quick trigger, Hollowell.
Opportunities inside. He's going to go to the free throw line.
Murphy creates space and hits the 3.
In the country, that was really nice step back move off the dribble.
He comes in at 56%, and that's not one of those small sample size things either. Brooks takes advantage of his size, gets the easy 2. Jeers scored a career high tying 20 against Wofford in the Carolina win. Somebody blew an assignment. Messiah Jones got open underneath.
You got to get the ball to Garrison Brooks. He's only open for a second in there. He's working hard. You got to put the ball in his hands.
That time he gets it and finishes.
The key there was the drive to the basket.
Teammate of Sterling Manley, the Carolina big man who was announced earlier today, is out for the remainder of the season. He had surgery, but he hadn't stepped foot on the floor yet. To the rim. So Francis and Anthony Harris both came in. Baycott blocks that against Virginia late in the game. Still relatively unknown commodities for Carolina. In transition, there's 3 from Andrew Playtech. Woodbridge, Virginia. High-low action. Brooks to Baycott. And Applegren's size pays off for Wofford. Trying to knock off a top 25 North Carolina team for the second time in 3 years. Smith, in his first Carolina start, drains the 3. Is second in the ACC, only behind Landers Nolley at Virginia Tech.
That's KJ Smith's first basket of the year, if you were wondering.
Guys up to say, hey, I don't need to look to see where Cole is. I can take the shot.
Well, it might free other guys up, but are they guys you really want shooting the ball instead of Cole Anthony?
After the 5th Carolina turnover.
Well, Baycott needs to catch the ball and make a move. The more he dribbles, the more trouble he gets into.
Storm Murphy has been exceptionally impressive. He's got 12 points.
Oh, my.
Robinson went for a dangerous pass, and Smith converts it somehow.
I think anytime he's open, in this game in particular, he's got to let it fly.
Keeling goes behind the back, draws the double team, gets rejected by Jones. Hoover feeds the corner, the extra pass, Murphy got it.
North Carolina's done a pretty good job running Wofford off the three-point line and contesting the threes they do get. Oh, that's a heck of a move inside by his stump.
A lot of people that say with a fun game like this, Wofford earlier this year beat NC State inside of Reynolds. Well, why can't you do it every year? Wofford's been patient. Stump fades away over Playtech and a nice roll.
I think he doesn't have room, and as a result, he misses the shot.
Baycott got forced out by Bigelow, calls to get it back, and gets his shot pinned, and goes right back up with a height advantage over 3 defenders. It's 6 for Baycott. First lay-in attempt is thwarted. If you joined us late, some big news for North Carolina. Cole Anthony, Leaky Black are out today. KJ Smith, his first Carolina start, and a nice first half for him. Chavez Goodwin, he's got the ball. He's back in for Wofford. He gives them their first lead since it was 19-18. Long offensive board. Keeling does a great job to keep it alive. Steps through and delivers in the lane. Stump draws two defenders. Sends it out for Jones. Working on Huffman. That's a soft touch for the Chicago native. Robinson, contested pull-up. Got it to go.
Nice pass. That's a 2. Now that would have been a 3 last year, Mike.
Taking on Alabama in Tuscaloosa today with new coach Courtney Banghart. Can Hoover get on the board? His first points of the afternoon, 86. As they wrap up a 3-game set between these two schools. Carolina went there last year and won, lost here in Chapel Hill a couple of years ago. So he's had a total of 4 practices prior to this one. The team didn't have a full week of practice last week with exams here at UNC.
The ball, there's nobody anywhere close to his size out on the court for Wofford. Terriers on a 9-0 run.
Hoover gives it up, and it's a dozen unanswered points after the stump three-pointer. There's Hollowell, the open teammate.
And look who's battling in there.
It's Baycott fighting against Jones, who's trapped and puts it up and in anyway.
If a team wants to shoot threes, what you have to do is make them shoot 2s. You try to stay in front, and if somebody drives by, you don't cover them. But they're Wofford.
This is what has frustrated Roy Williams to no end to begin this year. It's their 10th game of the season today. Robinson gets their 3, but Brooks tips it back up top and gives the Tar Heels another chance. And gets rewarded. Puts it in. He's got 11. Then a stump today.
That's where you have to go with the ball.
He's got 13 for Carolina. Void of its leading scorer, Cole Anthony, and no Leaky Black today as well. And that time, they lost Messiah Jones on the backside. Baycott forced off the block by Jones, who may not be tall, but he has proven to be mighty on the interior. That's 2 more for Brooks.
He's making him shoot 2s, and that time Hollowell pressured on the mid-range jumper, didn't get it to go.
4.5 to go as North Carolina gets it to within 5.
In 3s. And North Carolina has been getting the ball consistently inside to Garrison Brooks, who has been converting.
Messiah Jones, Stump got a hand on it. Harris controls for the Tar Heels. Closing in on 3 minutes to go. Playtech launches and delivers.
Most of the time.
He was almost unstoppable in the first. Around the horn to Stump for 3, and it's good. They answer at the other end.
Too late.
Playtech nearly turned it over. It's recovered by Francis and rejected. Thursday, 8:30. These possessions have got to be quick. Harris, back iron, fights for the ball, goes up and puts it back in. 65-61 inside a minute to go. Very adept ball handling and passing here from Wofford. 3 for Hoover is good, and what a time to come alive.
You want to know why he's still in the game? They have perfect confidence in him.
Kick back, Robinson, top of the key 3. There's the answer, 18 seconds to play.
Certain areas, but they only forced 5 turnovers. They weren't able to get out in transition. And if you can't do that, it's hard to make up that deficit in the 3-point area.
So for the second time in 3 seasons, the Wofford Terriers come to Chapel Hill and knock off a top 25 North Carolina squad. For UNC, their first 3-game slide since January of 2018, with 11-1 Gonzaga waiting around the corner.